The final word.
Law, I'm struggling, man. Don't do me like that. Don't do it like that.
He said the Wi-Fi.
It's all good. You're just chopping in a little bit. Cowboys holiday victory recap.
Yep.
Final word.
Good dub.
Always.
Big. I got one question for you, big dog.
Yo.
You sipping?
Nah, I ain't sipping.
No sipping
But
yet?
I'm no sipping, but I'm talking real because it's getting to the playoffs. Oh yeah, it's still all that. It's still all that.
All right.
But you can, because we seeing holes, right? We seeing holes in defense.
Yep. You got to talk about that.
We seeing big holes in defense. We're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
Feel good about that,
Final
but you know,
word.
you still got to talk about Kellen Moore like y'all like to do. Still gotta
The final word.
reel some things in. So
Yeah.
definitely ain't drinking the Kool-Aid.
You
but
keeping
I will
it real,
say
boy.
that I like how the team is fighting. I like Mike McCarthy. Hey, you're gonna show that tweet where I said, "Please, Mike McCarthy, do the right thing and win some playoff games."
Yes.
I like you, dog.
I got you, bro. Yeah, we gonna talk about all that, man. Let me tease it a little
Yeah,
bit.
baby.
We tease it.
man.
The
It's
final
coming.
word.
We're coming off the top turnbuckle
The
today.
final word.
Yeah, bro.
The
Your
final
Twitter was
word.
fire, bro. I was going through your Twitter for all.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
yeah.
You know how it is when something be on your mind right then, you just gotta tweet it right then because it'll probably go away. It ain't gonna be fire in your brain like an hour later.
Man, it's gone. I do the exact same thing. When it's on my mind, I stop and tweet it.
Do it right then.
Right then.
Yeah,
The final word.
like I just do a video. Like, oh man, it's in my head. Do a video, then be done.
Hey, that's
I don't
the
know
only
that.
way. Yeah.
Yep.
No, law go with them good 2 hour hours. Power hours.
Man.
Yep. Pat McAfee doing 3. I got to get on to his level. The final
He
word.
doing 3?
Pat McAfee, yup.
Oh, that ain't nothing for you.
But I ain't on his level.
Yeah.
You getting there though?
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm gonna keep it real. I be seeing after the end of the game, right? Cowboys be having
Final
like
word.
800, right, in the chat. And I'll be having 1,000 after the game.
The
Like,
final word.
he got more than the Cowboys. What? I'm like, this dude got more than the Cowboys, dog.
Don't say that too loud, bro. That's gonna get some people
Oh,
in
I'm
this,
sorry, my bad.
dog.
Yeah, you right. My bad. I'm sorry. Emotional
damage. Yoga fire. Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
The final word.
Hey, all I gotta say,
Appreciate the $5 holiday.
The final
all I gotta say is,
Another
The
one.
final word.
ooh.
The final word.
Said The another final one, word. yeah.
Let's go.
The
final
word.
What up,
dog.
Tariq, Thurston, How the Third, Pee-wee, the Ninja, T Smooth TV, Jamal Sims, Jay Lombardi, Life's Crazy, The Truth, MDP, Spiffy AC.
The final word.
Get on in the building. What about y'all, man?
Oh man, I can't even see mine yet. Hey, I'm still having trouble syncing it. But the show starts. Let's go.
You know what is coming up. Run it up. Been a while since we ran it up.
Damn.
I've been really in the field.
Elio 300. Thank you for your support.
Helios. That's when we was talking about Noah Brown. Just to let y'all know, he kind of felt the way I thought. Just to let y'all know that.
He won.
He kind of felt the way I thought. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know we talking about that too, big dog.
And we're talking about D-Law too.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm about to pay y'all,
Noah
man.
Brown is in this
I'm
right
thinking
now.
about,
Hey,
I'm
we're
really
OC,
thinking about
yeah.
paying you early, dog.
Merry Christmas. OC, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
We about to get a Merry Christmas.
There it goes, bro.
Me and you about to get a Merry Christmas.
I mix Nike with designer.
We're live on multiple outlets, ladies and gentlemen.
Search for the one, but baby girl is
But I say, oh, y'all live on YouTube? Yeah, we live on YouTube.
We live.
Too legit.
Too legit.
I've been
legit.
really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel.
I do
Feel.
I do want to run it up. Yeah, man. So
We in the field.
ooh-wee. So big. We gonna kick it off always with you, big homie. So, you know, I was saying before the show that you've been talking about them Philly boys, man, and especially with the quarterback. Catch us up.
Oh man, yeah. I it was something in my head, man. I did a little video, selfish plug. Go check out that video when I was talking about there's a difference between the quarterbacks in that backup game. We both saw both teams have backups, Cooper Rush for the Cowboys and Gardner Minshew with the Philadelphia Eagles, but those two aren't the same in my opinion. No hate and taken away from the Philadelphia Eagles victory, but when I look at Minshew, I looked at his career prior, and I watched him in his career, and I remember when it was Minshew Mania, and he started 14 games with the Jacksonville Jaguars because Nick Foles got hurt, and they remembered Nick Foles because Nick Foles won the Super Bowl over there with them. 14 games, right? 233 yards a game, 21 touchdowns, y'all, 6 interceptions, 3,200 yards, right? The next year, 9 games, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So that sounds pretty good, right? And you won a little bit of games as well. Then you get traded. You didn't get cut. You got traded to the Eagles. You get what I mean? And you came over and you're to me, top backup in the league. And if you're a like Carolina Panthers, or if you're a team that gets or thinking about getting a top quarterback, right, you could have a Gardner Minshew start a year for you while you prep that other team, and you would feel okay because he'd be good enough to play that whole year for you. So it's not like he's chopped liver. It's totally different when you look at Cooper Rush. He's been with the Cowboys for 5 years, had a little bit of time when he was away with the Giants, but he's been around the Cowboys facility for 5 years, right? Had his first real start last year against the Vikings. Had 5 starts before he played the Eagles, and gave up three picks, 20-3 early in the first half. But Dallas battled backs. He took down 2 touchdown drives. And this is the one thing I was gonna say. I ain't hating, but they'll say we got the ball in your territory because of turnovers, fellas. They'll say that, right? Boss, Law, and OC.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say this. Right. This is what I'll say. Jalen Hurts threw for 23, 25 times, 150-something yards. He ran 9 times, and they kept it close to the vest. Their last drive was a 13-play drive, 11 runs. They ran a lot. He optioned a lot. They did a lot of that. But when they played us with Minshew, they was in shotgun throwing that ball everywhere. They were throwing it everywhere. Minshew was going crazy, threw for 355 yards. So all I'm saying, they had to sure enough had a lot of confidence to throw that ball with Minshew when he was out there with us. But they kept it super close to the vest, running the ball and doing those type of things. And it wasn't no big throwing game. They're like, oh, well, you didn't sack Minshew, but we sacked Jalen Hurts 4 times in that game. So all I'm saying is Minshew is a quality quarterback, and for us to get that victory, I feel like it's a bigger thing than if you beating Cooper Rush and you still escaped.
Yeah, man.
The truth. You can't handle the truth.
Man, yeah, my boy laid the truth down on them boys. Hey, and
My goodness, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Law.
No, I was just gonna say, man, Big Game James, man. Can you give him that Big Game James outro thing?
Oh yeah.
Give
Yeah,
me
I got that
give
for
me a
you.
Yoga Fire. I like Yoga Fires.
Okay,
Give me
man.
the old school.
Yeah,
I like old-
y'all give me a
old
test
school.
to test my new.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy. And you,
Yoga
Big
fire.
Game James.
Game changer.
let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
Yoga fire.
I'm adding all
Yoga
on Big
Yeah,
Game.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love all of
Hey,
it.
I
I
got
love
some-
all of that. I appreciate all of
Yeah.
that.
Hey, we
Yes.
brought that back, bro.
I love
We
it.
got something else for
Yes.
you, big dog.
What's that?
Woo, man.
Oh, y'all going
That boy spitting,
y'all,
man.
oh, y'all turning up out there.
Yeah, man. Now,
Man.
but to your point, the OC it's crazy that the OC did a video similar where he talked about the Gardner Minshew as a dangerous quarterback versus Dallas Cowboys before the game. So it's amazing how when I listen to Philly, right, they trying to make it seem like he's a bum.
Right.
And he's not no bum. And the worst thing is they talk about he threw interceptions. No, we took the interceptions. See, that's a big difference. Let's go ahead, Law. We took those. It's a difference between throwing them and taking them. Go ahead, Law.
Right. The ball placement was there. We just had dogs that was willing to take said ball from said player. And yes, maybe the opposition, they need a little milk. But we had a guy by the name of Dayron Bland. He was
Stop, please. Come back, please.
And then we had J-Ron. Man, he was
Stop, please. Come back, please.
He had to literally go over the back without intervening with the wide receiver and say, give me that one, you know. So, yeah, I look at all of that. And on top of what Big Game James said, yes, Gardner Minshew was their backup quarterback. But let's not forget that A.J. Brown was out there. Excuse me. Devontae Smith was out there, too, and Dallas Goedert. So they had majority of their guys and majority of their front five. So from my understanding, that was a good chess match between the Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles. Yes, we came out victorious. Yes, you can go back to say, well, Jalen Hurts wasn't out there, but excuse me. What can somebody in the chat, please, for the love of God, can y'all put down Jalen Hurts head-to-head matchup stats against or matchup victories against Dak Prescott? And on top of that, let me know, did he ever scored more than 30 points? From my understanding, he scored around 26 points last time he played, and that was even when Dak Prescott wasn't out there. Oh, and let me pivot. Now, I ain't talking about the podcast, but let me pivot to this right here. Rain Dakota Prescott, in the last 4 meetings, he's averaging 35 to 36 points per game. And if you really contextualize it, when you look at what Dak Prescott do up against those Eagles, his numbers are phenomenal. His overall ratings as it relates to passer rating is 98.8. He got all type of accolades. I think it's going to the point that 19 touchdowns to about 6 interceptions or something like that. That is phenomenal. Dak Prescott pretty much owned the Eagles. The Eagles are his baby. He is their daddy. That's just the reality of it. That's all I have to say with the opening statements.
Yeah, facts, man. And you remember we talked about your video, man. What's your thoughts on this devaluing of Minshew? Because it's obvious what they doing. They trying to devalue Minshew to try to push themselves up as if they compete with us with Hurts. It's a foolish argument. But go ahead, OC.
Yeah, well, as I clearly laid out in the video, Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the better running back. All right, let's just get that straight. And so when you
but messed him up.
Man, did I? Okay, I'm back. All right, my bad. All right. So look, here's the deal. So if you look at Gardner Minshew years ago, Jackson in a video, he's above 90%, right? As a QBR rating, okay? And so that's no accident, right? So he's on the level better than a Baker Mayfield that's starting for the Rams and that helped them come back for a victory just a few days ago. Gardner Minshew, really, to be honest, I don't even really know why they came off of him, except for they just really believe in Trevor Lawrence. I get it. But he was trending to be a really quality, if not very good, NFL starter at the time where they traded him to the Eagles. So let's not mistake, Gardner Minshew is a quality NFL quarterback. And if he had a couple years, he's young too. He's only 25, 26. If he had a little more time, he would turn into a very, very good quarterback. That's my opinion.
Yeah, man. So, you know, the bottom line is I definitely agree with Big Game James, man, that Minshew was a formidable opponent. He was no slouch. He threw the ball in some ways better than Hurts did this year. I want to bring up something else too that you brought up too, just kind of going in a direction real quick, just slightly, and just getting y'all thoughts on this. But your Twitter been fired, Big, and you brought up something else. We will kick it back off with you, where you said, "Yo, Coach McCarthy, man, please, win in these playoffs. I wanted you to come here, and you have done some things that I haven't been done in a long that haven't been done in a long time here in Dallas. If lose early though, oh man, that's just gonna be chatter that we both don't want to hear. Yours truly, BJG.
He said BJG.
BGJ.
Slow it down.
BGJ.
Dyslexic, bro. Dyslexic. My bad. Dyslexic.
Hey,
Big James game.
James B.
hey, but bad days, big games. Hey, but you know what? Just basically just saying what that little thought pattern is for real. Like I like Mike McCarthy. He's done a good job here. He's doing things that haven't happened here in a very long time. 20-year span with the back-to-back double-digit win seasons, the playoff appearances. If you can get to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, though, you can beat the Tom Brady, who never Cowboys have never beat. Like, you can still continue to do things. So I feel like everything is right for you. We like you. Why have to start over and hear the Sean Payton rumors? Like, all you got to do is win in these playoffs. I believe, honestly, in my opinion, y'all, let's say we get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that first round. I believe if we just beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that first round and then beat them like soundly or just really beat them, I feel like if they lose any other games, people ain't going to trip as much, because that'll be Tom Brady finally lost to the Dallas Cowboys. You finally got that big monkey off your back with that. I feel like they would give him grace if you just get early in them playoffs and do something. So that's why I'm like, come on, Mike. You've been doing good in this regular season. Just do something in the playoffs, please, bro. Get these guys together. Have them mentally ready. Have your coaches together. You've been there. You've done it. You won a Super Bowl before. You've won plenty playoff games. You've seen this before. Get this team right where it needs to be. It's right there for us. You feel me? I think, in my opinion, y'all, it's these three teams, in my opinion, for the Super Bowl. It's either us, San Francisco, or Philly. Those are the only three teams, in my opinion, are going to the Super Bowl this year. So make it happen.
Yeah, to echo that, big game, James. We have patience when we want to, and we lose patience when we don't need to. To go back to this, Jimmy Johnson, we didn't have a lot of patience. Parcells, we didn't have a lot of patience. I want this organization and franchise to have a lot of patience for Mike McCarthy. But I know it's Super Bowl or bust. This is technically his second year if you counted out the first year due to C-19 and everything like that. But we can look back at this and say, yeah, back-to-back playoff win, back-to-back playoff appearances, back-to-back double-digit win seasons. Is that enough? No, because we want Super Bowl or bust every year. But can you only imagine if we had the longitude and latitudes of having patience with Bill Parcells like we had with pretty much Jason Garrett? I think that there was a Super Bowl in that. And some of the odd numbers that a lot of people like to throw at us with the Cowboys records over these amount of 27 years, 13 of those years we had Jason Garrett, well, in some shape, form of capacity with this team. And we had, 2 or 3 years with 5-11 with Dave Campo. I know it sounds like a bevy of excuses, but we didn't have real football in here outside of Parcells and what we see with that, and then outside of now what we're seeing with Mike McCarthy. I do absolutely feel with what you're saying. There should be absolutely zero excuses for not winning a playoff game or multiple playoff games in this 2022 season.
Yeah, so if you look at this team and you look at the NFC East, I mean, listen, there are a few dark horse people that are still alive that I would like to add to that equation of being able to come out of the NFC. You got the Green Bay freaking Packers, who we let off the hook and who are still alive. All right. And so, I think that the Cowboys are in really, really good position to go deep and to get to a Super Bowl. But it's beyond Mike McCarthy at this point. This is just about how bad this team wants it. They have the talent, and now these last couple of games, and that first playoff game in particular, is going to show the level of grit, going to show the level of moxie that this team has. And when that proves out, it's nothing that should stop this team from making it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and speaking of Mike McCarthy, I want to play some with Mike McCarthy at his press conference. Here we go.
Awareness that we talk about quite a bit.
John McCarthy, The Athletic. What did you think of T.Y. Hilton's 12 plays on Saturday, and what do you think that he could handle? He mentioned that you guys talked about ramping him up, and that, how much more do you think he can handle?
Well, the ramp up was really going into the last game, so, as we continue to work through the game plan part of it, I think obviously, we feel, much better about, how much he can do. So, but just like anything, you build packages, we're not worried about the ramp up no more. So I guess the answer to your question is out of the ramp up phase. So he'll definitely be more involved.
So we go cover a couple of things from that press conference. But first of all, going back around the circle, what's y'all thoughts of him letting the cat out the bag that he's basically done with his pitch count? What's y'all thoughts on that?
It's about time. It's about time. Put Noah Brown over there next to Kellen Moore. Whoa. And put my guy, T.Y., out there and let him get most of those third wide receiver reps so we can score and make big plays, man. Stop playing around with this thing, man. I don't know everybody, just pussyfooting around the situation. It's just, man, let the man play, man. This guy's a Pro Bowler. This guy's caught multiple 1,000-yard receiving seasons with Indianapolis Colts, man. This guy has a high IQ, even by the testimony of Jerry Jones. Put him on the field, man. You gonna throw the ball anyway, you might as well go big.
Wait, Big. You got to follow up on that, big dog.
Oh, well, I'm going to definitely follow in on that because we can start at the beginning of the season, right, when I said Noah Brown ain't it.
What?
The truth will set you free.
What?
The truth will set you free.
Just telling it with the reporter and everything. I apologize for myself. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You played better than I thought. But I did say that, didn't I? I said Noah ain't it. I said we know what Noah is, and guess what? Is Noah showing what he is? Didn't I say that at the beginning of the season?
Man.
Hey, now,
right.
We know what Noah is, and now we have a T.Y. Hilton, just like the OC so graciously said. He's been there, he's done that, Pro Bowls, he's seen this fire. And just on that last catch, first of all, did you see that pass and did you see the catch? Because when you showed it in slow motion, when he first hit the ball, hit his hands, it wasn't a clean catch. That ball was it was turned a different way. It was quirked. So he had to grab onto that a different way. That wasn't no clean catch. Now, we saw Noah Brown come and try to cradle something when the game was on the line. And it was clean, and it bounced right off of him and touchdown the other way. You saw a big bomb with things on the line, and somebody caught it on a completely hard catch. And that's why he's been there and done that. That's why you say, like OC, go ahead and sit down, get in there for some good pass blocking, Noah. Let's sneak you in there when ain't nobody thinking about you and get you in there for a good 10, 15-yard game here and there. And let's go back to killing that special teams, Noah Brown. But T.Y. Hilton, CeeDee Lamb, your Michael Gallup, those need to be your guys going forward. And especially because he doesn't play week one, right? He's just now coming in, so he should be fresh as hell.
Yes, indeed. So when you think of T.Y., you think of short area quickness. You think of a guy that can take the top off the defense. Yeah, he had to catch it twice. Focus and concentration, even though he's getting bumped. That's football, right? At the top of the route, even though the DB get there before he's able to accept the ball in his hand, he had to have concentration. You can't be expecting to get a call from the aficionados. And that is what a veteran do. He stays concentrated and he stays focused and he extend. He don't stop drives. So what I look at it like this, Cowboy Nation, we finally trying to fill in that voided area of Amari Cooper. I told you guys last episode, I believe, that we missed out on Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson. The combination of both guys, that's 14 touchdowns that was left out there on the field. On top of that, both guys had targets. Passer rating when targeted was over 130 for Cedric Wilson and 122 for Amari Cooper. We missed that. Now, Noah Brown, for what he is, he's a good quality fourth and fifth option that was elevated to be the second option. And on certain downs, he was the first option, believe it or not. And that's too much for that kid, Noah Brown, to eat. Now that we get some of this good stuff going, we got 2 more weeks, baby, before we get into the playoffs. So I do like the ideology of T.Y. being ramped up, over with, and getting out there on the field this Thursday night.
All right, I got something else for you boys. See, because I want to break this down. I'm glad I got a chance to do this too. Because, you know, I've been peeping, I've been listening, right? And it's been some noise over Falk, right? So,
okay,
Slay been blaming. He been talking about y'all need to know what the coverage is. That's a soft cover too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a soft cover too. And I'm going to tell you right now, you never in a soft cover two let that receiver outside of you. You got to force him inside because your safety has half the field. You got to shorten that to that safety. So what he should have did is he should have bailed towards this direction to make Hilton, T.Y. Hilton, run his non-route on the inside, not on the outside. And see, it's no threat.
I call him squeeze.
See, in the flats,
squeeze him.
Yeah, exactly. And see, in the flats, it's no threat. It is no threat at all. It's nobody sinking into this threat. So really, that's on Slay. And he led him outside, stretched the safety. Just imagine if it would have been inside. The safety could have made the play. But he led him outside. And Dak made him pay. Yeah, man. So I'm
gonna tell you.
Go ahead. Who going first?
I said you can't see a ghost, man. You can't see a ghost.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. That boy can run easily. Go ahead, OC.
No, what I was gonna say, boss, I hope you got this one. And after looking at some film, and you can correct me if you feel like I'm wrong with this, I believe the CeeDee Lamb touchdown was on Slay too, while he high capping, because CeeDee Lamb was the inside receiver. Noah Brown attacked the flat running out route, and that play he still had the deep third. And CeeDee Lamb got behind him. He sucked up. That was a touchdown. The safety couldn't get over there and make the play. CeeDee Lamb made a spin move and got in the end zone. So I believe that was on him too, because he had the deep thirds in that particular coverage.
Now, which one? Because it was 2 on that CD caught, 2 touchdowns. I can look
it
was the corner route. The other one. You got Bradbury on the other one.
It was the corner route.
Let me look at the first one.
Yep.
All right, so now we able to go look at this stuff live. Final word making upgrades. You talking about this one?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the
long
deep corner route.
That's the one on Bradbury. Go back to that one.
Bradbury on that one. You want me to go back to that one, Big?
Yeah, because he put him on sleep. Put him to sleep.
Man, he killed.
That's Bradbury a little Amari right there. That's a little Amari.
That's very Amari-ish.
You know how he loves him to sleep
on the treetop.
Watch how he put him to sleep right here.
When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
Bro, that's 3 yards worth of separation, dog. Man, what button you hit? Let me see if I got a button for this. Let me see.
Oh wait. And he did the tag. And he did the tag. He tucked his chain again. He letting people know now I'm tucking chains before I score a touchdown on you.
All right, let me go find the other one real quick. Let me go find the other one. Ooh, this boy CeeDee Lamb is signing alarms on these boys. All right, let me find the other one because I want to see what you're talking about, OC.
And Bradbury was mad as hell. Look at him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find
they ran a high low. They ran a high low, and I'm gonna describe it as you are looking it up. You had
right here
Brown run a out route in the flat. He attacked the flat, and then you had CD run the corner route inside.
All right.
And so let's take a look at this and tell me what your eyeballs see on this. Doesn't Slay have the deep third on that?
Let me go back to it. Let me see. I think it was.
Shouldn't he have subbed or no?
Let me go look at it again, cause I was looking at.
I could be wrong.
It's all right. I'm getting ready to tell you right now.
Yeah. No.
So that looked like a cover 2. Man, that boy is messing up, bro. It's.
Didn't he mess up on that, boss?
It's more so.
He's supposed to flow back because he's jumping that route. He's supposed to sink, but he's jumping. He looked like
he didn't sink at all. That's what. Because
he's supposed to sink, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to sink. He's supposed to be able to try to help out that safety, but it's more so on the safety because what happened is if it's cover 2, he's supposed to split. Slay's supposed to actually split the threats, so he's supposed to be actually around here and breaking on the ball. You see what I'm saying?
But he's supposed to brought over.
Yeah, and the safety. Oh my God,
he played it tight.
He's so out of alignment because he's supposed to already be lined up and ready to defend the halves. And it's just
he's scared though.
But what I do know,
he's scared.
Yeah, this is 3rd and 3. So what I think he was thinking that out route was going to be to throw for the sticks to the first down because that was a 3rd down play. That was a 3rd and I think 3 or 4, something like that. So instead of sinking appropriately, right, he played the out route too tight. Is that right?
Yeah, he played the out route too tight, and the safety was out of position. And see, a lot of times that type of stuff happen when you're trying to do too many disguises. You know what I'm saying?
But boss, you know when I'm playing that, I'm gonna cheat to the side with the strength at. They got 3 on one side. I'm naturally gonna cheat to that side. He kind of like cheated into the middle of the field. If you go back and look at it, that's just me. That's how I would have played it. I don't know what he's taught to play it. You know.
Yeah,
that's just me. I'm talking about the safety on top.
Yeah,
of the
safety should have definitely been on them halves. He should have
been on the halves. Yeah,
he should have been on the halves. So sometimes when you disguising, you get yourself messed up. You see what I'm saying? You're doing too much disguising.
He broke too hard. He broke too hard inside.
Yep, he did.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this though, boss. You see where the linebacker in that corner is? Wasn't that corner supposed to jump over a little bit more to his right side?
Yep.
And kind of squeeze CeeDee Lamb in as well. Yep. Because he was too bunched up. Because that linebacker had that flow where Dalton Schultz was. That corner should have been sliding over to where CeeDee Lamb was as well.
He should have been about right here because you're supposed to split the threats and break on the ball.
Right.
So right here, he should have been already gone. You know what I mean? So he already, because see, Slay was playing undisciplined. Them Philly content people ain't going to tell you that, but that's what was going on. Slay was just frankly tripping. Just tripping.
That's cool. Him tripping.
Yeah. Play this view right here. Yeah. Ooh, that damn Lamb just get off his release so good though.
Yeah, Lamb killing them. And by the way,
you gotta give him respect off that release though.
And by the way,
I take it back. I don't know what I would have done. That trucker, he wiggled off that thing, man.
I forgot to tell y'all too. By the way, CeeDee Lamb is my star player of the game. I never got y'all's, but CeeDee Lamb. Over Dak, CeeDee Lamb is my player of the game. Yeah. I want to go with Dak, but you know, Dak started out with an interception. CeeDee Lamb started out perfect. Period. He was perfect.
He only missed one time.
Yeah. So, you know, that's my player of the game. It's Mr. CeeDee Lamb. All right, now I got some more stuff here from Mike McCarthy, man. What's your thoughts on that while I cue it up? I'm going to go with you, OC, on just because, see, you know, you was the one that was talking crazy, OC. You was the one, let me see, you was the one that actually, we ain't going to let this go. We ain't going to let this go, see. You the one that said he's not a #1, man, so we going to kind of give it to you. We going to give it to you.
I already took care of this situation a couple of days ago. I clearly admitted that this man has proven himself
Admit it again.
of late to be a true number one. I already said the man has proven himself as of late
One more
to be
time.
a true number one receiver, man. I ain't saying it no more, man. I ain't your girlfriend. So look, bro. I already said it. That's it. That's that. All right, we can move on.
All right. Now going back to Mike McCarthy real quick. Here we go.
Great play. I mean, the play you don't see every day, that's for sure. Just didn't get the ball high enough. But, I think, clearly his performance, I think going 15 to, I think went 15 completions in a row, but just played at a huge level tonight. You can see they crashed the run game.
Talking about that.
The run defense was really good. But most important thing, I thought Kellen did a really good job staying the course.
What?
Still getting the run attempts and making sure Tony and Zeke were touching the football. So, and obviously we got
30-30 club
today.
Mike, I'm sure you saw
30-30
yourself both
club.
as a play caller over your career. How do you feel like Kellen is similar or different as a play caller now than the beginning of the season? And what's that like watching his trajectory?
Well, I think Kellen's clearly a different play caller than he was, 2 years ago, and I think it's all part of the complementary football and what we're trying to, stay and emphasize on as a football team. So, I think the way the play calling and on both the offense and defense, they're definitely more complementary, and it really starts with Kellen, the commitment to the run game, and I think it's he's definitely has grown in that area. So I think he's having a heck of a year.
All right. So 2 times in a row after the press conference, and then he talked about it today. Kellen go basically move into trying to embrace the running game.
see frozen.
He'll be back. Okay, let me get him off. Until you get back. Thank you, Big. So he talked about him basically embracing the run identity. I want to get y'all thoughts on that. Let's start with you, Big.
I mean, that's a good thing. Let's keep it real. That's always been the mantra in Dallas anyway, right? The run game. Think about it. Jerry and them always loved running the ball. Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett, we've always had run games here in Dallas. So that's nothing new. But the thing is, I like how they're saying to emphasize it. But at the end of the day, it's 30-30 club, y'all. Dak Prescott this last game, he threw 35 times. I think they still ran 31 times. So they're staying the course. I think they're staying in that 30-30. I think, Mike McCarthy, you actually listened to Big Game James over here, and I really appreciate you for really doing that. But let's keep on making that thing grow. Let's not just do it as you listen to Mike McCarthy said, where he said, stay the course.
Right.
Make sure we always continue to run the ball. Let's not just run the ball to run the ball, like you have said, boss, to get it out the way. Let's not look at the attempts and say, we short on attempts, so let me get like 4 runs out right quick. They need to be quality runs, you feel me? Don't just get the runs out just to get them out the way so I can throw the ball. Make sure you're calling quality runs, because you can really work this offense with this 2-man players of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. You can really work it. And when they have really worked the run game, we see how much more and how better this team is. When the run game is effective, Dak is better. We don't have to throw 40, 50, 45 times a game. We're just a better team. Dallas is just a better team when we're in that 30-30 club, baby.
Yeah, man. And, even distribution is always good. Running with a purpose is big from my point of view. I wish that we can get out of running with shotgun. But when I look back at the 4th and 1 play, Zeke was able to get 21 yards off of it, and they introduced 13 personnel again. So I'm seeing sprinkle of brilliancy from Kellen Moore. And this is one of those things whereas Kellen Moore just probably need to just work on a few things. Even though this is his 4th year ever calling plays, I'm quite sure his name will be called for a head coaching job in the near future, and it may be in a few weeks from here. And making sure he updating his resume is a plus. I do like what Big Game James said, 30 for 30 club. Mike McCarthy do need to take over in certain situations to continue to help elevate Kellen Moore. But overall, collectively speaking, I can't find fault in this particular game. Fortunately, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Kellen Moore called his best game of the year, saved 2 or 3 plays. The one in particular that everybody notices is the fade route he threw to Michael Gallup with the sun in Michael Gallup's eyes. But other than that, he was pretty much spot on. He made the adjustments. He actually came up with really good route combinations, and did a great job, man, balancing this offense, especially when we struggled to run the ball early versus the Philadelphia Eagles defensive front. So overall, like I said, save 2 or 3 plays. This is probably the best game this year I've seen Kellen call.
And then we got the super chat. Keystone said Kellen threw the ball after turnovers versus the Eagles. Boo!
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal about here's the deal about that real quick, if I can say this. Kellen to his offensive line not having a lot of success, to be honest. He had to do what he had to do, man. That's my opinion.
Well, it's one thing that's kind of frustrating me slightly, and it's not just Kellen, it's the whole organization of this glare. Like the whole they so flippant about this, like it's no big deal. It's like Jerry get frustrated when you ask him about this. Now Mike McCarthy, he literally checked Michael Gilkin today about this. What's your thoughts on this glare? And what do you think the team should do about it? Big.
There's nothing you can do about it, big dog.
You can throw no curtains up there, big dog.
Bro, how long we seen this, boss? How long we seen this? This is Jerry. We talking reality now. Now let's do that. And if we talk reality, how long we seen this damn glare and that sun been in the sky and Jerry ain't doing it? So it's like we can yell about him. We can say why they do that and why is he doing that. But until he feels the need to want to do it, we yelling on deaf ears unless we do a petition. Like, I don't know how else to do it. He don't seem to have a problem with it. And if he don't have a problem, dog, it's a moot point.
Yeah.
When you talk about egos and it's big, it's edging God out. Like the son, like his whole argument about the son, like son was there before Michael Gallup, right? And the son was there before, so the coaching staff need to work with that. My thing is the son done cost us about 3 or 4 games at that stadium. Right. And it could have cost us, we don't know. It got down to the final drive at Niners game. And it was who remember that third down drive? It said to Wilson, the sun was in his face. He didn't see that. And normally he catches the ball. Remember, I was talking about his passer rating when targeted from Dak Prescott last year. Now to see Michael Gallup reach out with his phalanges, right? But then he had the ball's not here. I had to go like this. Come on, all you got to do is, Jerry, put some curtains up there. Call Earl and them, or to put some tent up there, man. Everybody know a guy that do tent named Earl. Call Earl to put the tent up there, man, and let's keep it moving, man. I get it. It looks good. I ain't gonna even lie. When the sun is beaming down, it gives you a good visualization of like the player. It seems like God is peeping through there. But come on, man. You should have built the stadium the opposite direction. But neither here nor there. It goes to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Just put some damn curtains up, man.
Right,
Excuse
man.
my French. Y'all know what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah, just put some curtains up. And OC, I think he gone again. He looked froze. Yeah, man.
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
go
here.
ahead. You was still.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
man. I mean, here's the deal. Here's the deal, man. I mean, at the end of the day, Jerry's gonna always make the best business decision that he can, and I feel like that this is a situation to where if this is your home stadium, then you got to make an adjustment as a coaching staff. You got to know you got the glare at a certain time of day coming down on that side of the field, and you They got to go out the fade route. We can get on Jerry, the Kurtz, and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, the offensive make the adjustment call.
Yeah. Well, I want Jerry to go ahead and put some curtains up there. And, I can't say about Kellen, because everybody know I've been on Kellen's head a lot. But I can say at this point, it's pretty obvious to me that he's being micromanaged. He's being micromanaged, and I'm going to just have to live with that. That's just what it is. And I will live with that, because what makes me afraid of Kellen is him wanting to be a hero. Like the OC gave a major warning, man, about 2 months ago. And he was talking about, he gave an example of one of his offensive coordinators. And the thing that he said that I never forgot, he said, my coach, because he was the head coach, he said, my coach was in love with the play call. So I'm concerned that in key moments, he's going to do something cute with teams that doesn't give us that margin of error. That's my only concern. But in terms of us sticking to a script big, I think we're going to stick to a script, for the most part. And I think Mike McCarthy is going to be the reason that happens. What's your thoughts on that, Big?
I mean, I share your concern because I think we saw it in the Philly game. Didn't you just say when we had the reverse, right?
Yeah.
We had just got the
flea flicker.
Didn't we just get the turnover?
Yep.
Yeah, we just did a flea flicker. We just got a turnover, right? We just got a turnover, and it's like we just got the turnover. Now it's time to make our move, and then you do something like that. That's like where you say, boss, like that's trying to show yourself. Like, when you see a referee in a game and they're like, why does this ref keep on making these calls? Because the ref want to be seen. Ref want to be known. Like, refs do that too. So sometimes it's like, do you want to be known as, ooh, you just made a great, Kellen Moore made a great flea flicker call right out of nowhere and it made a great play. No, bro. Don't worry about that. We just got the turnover. We need to get points. We need to worry about being cute right now. And I think that's what you're talking about. Because with me, like I told you, I don't be tripping on Kellen Moore. It's just the times that he makes the calls. It's make the calls at the right time. And just like you said, boss, don't try to do it against a team that's going to be ready for something like that, and it's going to cost you. Right. And it's going to cost you big in a playoff, and it's going to cost you at the wrong time. So reel yourself in. Hold yourself to that fire, because if you do that, dog, you, like Law said, I ain't been complaining. You almost got 1,000 yards rusher, dog. That could still happen. That could still really happen. That's never happened in the history of Dallas Cowboys football. So we are running the football. I think we're still 5th in rushing attempts overall in the league. He is doing it. They're throwing the ball. Dak is only averaging 31 pass attempts a game. So to me, they're doing it the right way. Just do it the right way all the time.
What's
no
your thoughts
doubt,
on that?
man. Big Game James. Brilliant point, man. When the overall team win, the opportunities will come. Nathaniel Hackett, he was the coordinator or something like that for the Green Bay Packers, one of those teams, and he had got an offer to be the head coach in Denverland. And he got his opportunity to run all of his exotic plays and all of the things that he wanted to do. And now he's back out there on the streets. So with what I'm trying to say is even with Kellen Moore, don't rush it, man. Your opportunity and your time to shine will get there. I had a super chat from Stelios. He want us to talk about the first, and it fits right into what we were talking about here, the first 15 to 17 plays being scripted. What is your assessments of that, Big Game James, of Kellen Moore first 15 to 17 plays?
In my opinion, I think we get frustrated when they say there's those quick first down runs a lot, where he's just a straight dive up the middle. I think people get frustrated with that, and it seems like it's like quick 2 runs, then we're going to throw the ball. I mean, I personally don't have a problem with Kellen Moore's calling. As I said before, it's at the inopportune times. I feel like he gets away with, like we've seen in the Jacksonville game and even in the Philly game, he's calling a really good game. And then it's like when we're rolling out of nowhere you come out of where with the double reverse, or out of nowhere you come with a flea flicker. It's like, why did you just do that, dog? We was rolling, we was cooking, and to me, that is a rhythm offense, and Dak is a rhythm quarterback.
straight up, bro. Straight whoop. Whoa, just come on. But go ahead, Big. I ain't mean to cut you off.
I'm just no, it's funny, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's a rhythm offense, and Dak is a rhythm quarterback. So why mess up the rhythm when we're cooking and we're going good? Why do something out of the weirdo-ness, and you don't have to? And I think, like I said, the scripted part, I don't have a problem with. I think it's okay with me. I don't have a problem with what Kellen Moore is doing. It's just he does it a little bit at the wrong times.
See what's your thoughts?
Yeah, and so what I'll say about that is that, you know, and I've said this several weeks back, Kellen Moore has to focus on being a responsible play caller. And as Boss Cowboy has done with a variety of mimes, you know, hey, Coach McCarthy got to yank that chain. He got to keep him from going buck wild anytime we get up in a game or anytime things are going good. So it's a certain maturity that you got to have as a play caller, and I think you don't really get that. There you go. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. So McCarthy got to yank that chain. Yeah, and just make sure you balance, because it's a certain maturity, man, you don't get as a play caller until you have failed in big moments. And so Kellen doesn't have that maturity right now because he hasn't lost the Super Bowl because he made a bad call. You know, he hasn't lost a big playoff game because he's made a bad call. So he starts to get into, you know, playing Madden mode when he gets on these teams, and he wants to just try a little bit of this. I'm going to try a little bit of that. Oh, I'm going to get you with this. And it's almost like child's play instead of being responsible and just finishing out the game and making the right call in the right situation.
Right. I got a couple of more things, man, I want to run by y'all as my homies.
No, sir.
I want to kind of get y'all assessment on what's going on. What is going on, bro? Can somebody help me understand what's going on?
Man, I don't see no film analysis, or I haven't seen anywhere when I was out there in Oxnard, of why Luke Gifford is starting over Jabril Cox. Maybe there's an undisclosed injury. Maybe they're trying to hide him or save him for the playoff. Maybe that's the situation. Maybe they walked in on him and he was talking about somebody higher up within the coaching staff. I don't know, man. But Luke Gifford, he didn't wet the bed when he was out there. But come on, we know that we can get better at those spots, man. We can have ultimate speed. I see some issues as it relates to coverage out of Luke Gifford in certain situations. I don't see the impact that he brings to the table comparable to Jabril Cox. I don't know, man, at this point.
I don't know.
You guys going to have to educate me, because let me know what film I need to look at.
I'm going to be messy for a second. I'm going to go ahead and be messy for a second. Okay. You know, I mean, I don't know if a situation happened like what happened up in the Seattle Seahawks when my guy, the receiver, got traded all of a sudden. Like, I don't know if it's one of those type of situations. Did he date somebody's daughter and broke up with her or something? I don't know, because this does not make sense. This man is obviously in the doghouse or not in good rapport because of some reason that we don't know. But in terms of physical ability, potential, there's no comparison between him and Luke Gifford, and I don't understand why he hasn't got a shot to be out on that football field.
It's getting weird. Big, I want to hear from you, bro.
Come on, Big Gang.
I don't have any clue. I wish I was in that daggone wall. I wish I was a fly on the wall, because just like you guys said, it's not close as far as the athletic ability. This is what we've been asking for, right? We need this. We need his speed on the field, his coverage ability that they've been screaming about, his sideline to sideline speed. We need that, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Wouldn't we love to see this attacking defense? Our defense is taking some lumps right now, right? Do we really believe that Luke Gifford is going to come in and help these lumps when our defense is suffering right now? You made this pick. Luke Gifford was not drafted. He is an undrafted free eight, whatever. He is undrafted. This is a guy you got in the fourth round you said was a steal. You said he was ready this year. He rehabbed. You're ready.
Draft
He is ready to
experts
go.
called him the steal of the draft.
Right.
The whole draft.
Tell me he's not.
The whole draft.
Is that defense? Because the only thing you would ever say, boss, Law, or OC, is that he's not grasping the defense. That's the only thing you would say. But we can't say that because we saw that the year before. We saw the year before he was playing. So we can't say that because that defense didn't change too much. So I don't know. It's got to be some doghouse because just like, think about it. We know how bad Kelvin Joseph played, right? We know how bad he played. Right. But to get yanked that quick and not even smell the field no more, like you went right back to special teams, dog.
Yeah,
come on.
Some don't smell
right. Hey, boss, go ahead and now we can say it now. Hell, it's been a minute.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Go ahead and tell them
what
you had a conversation with.
All right,
go
man.
Ahead, tell them,
I talked to Jabril himself, me and Law, and we had a real discussion. And he literally said out his own mouth, "Man, I would want to play the big nickel for the Dallas Cowboys." And there's no way you can meet Jabril and think he's a bad guy. It's no way you can go back and forth with him and not see that he's a very amiable guy. Very, So, yeah, like he know where he fit. And see, that was confirmation what I was saying a long time ago. I was like, bro, this dude need to play the big nickel, which is like a linebacker. And it don't make sense to me that they keep rolling Donovan Wilson inside the box and you got a guy that's framed up better, bigger, covers better, and you giving no shot. Like it's just not computing. Like I don't know what's going on. It especially now. This is where we should be seeing him now. Like you don't have LVE. You rotating in a guy who had surgery on his neck. You got another guy who really never played any significant starter roles. Like you always go with your young guy in this scenario. You always give your young guy a chance in this scenario. So I'm not understanding the mystery, man. I'm just not getting it.
Well, I'm gonna say one thing. Just real quick. This stuff is based on friendships and kinships, and you know how it is in the Dallas Cowboys organization. And I bet it's somebody that got just a little bit closer relationship with that position coach. Is somebody that just got a little bit better relationship with Dan Quinn. And you know what? You get drafted and you can't get bastardized. And Jabril Cox, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but some kind of way, this man is getting bastardized.
Oh.
That's what what's happening. Is he need to brown nose just a little bit more. He need to put some brown nose.
Yeah. Dookie. You gotta put the brown on the ground. Hey, Law, you gotta put the brown on the ground because that's what makes the grass grow. So that's what he gotta do. He gotta put the brown on the ground to make the grass grow. That's what he gotta do, Jabril. Hey, hit the straight business button because I was straight business. Right. I'm telling you, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Oh man, let me hit this button real quick.
No friends, no loyalty.
Straight let me hit it again.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
I'm gonna hit it one more time, bro.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
God, man.
The Cox need to brown nose. Hey, one thing I can tell you though, boss, before you go, I'm clean it up. I'm gonna clean up just a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, Donovan Wilson. I'm just this political law now, just to clean it up just a little bit. maybe Jabril Cox is looking at like Donovan Wilson and J-Rock is playing so good that they say, "Hey man, we can't find a spot to move those boys out for you." That's my best way.
That's a possibility. That is a possibility too.
Well, let's.
I just think
what
it's
about
crazy.
this though, y'all? What about this? You're probably right, but Donovan Wilson, you just said Donovan Wilson playing that spot. Donovan Wilson's not coming back next year, right? So isn't that probably going to be Jabril Cox's spot next year?
Right.
Because Donovan Wilson, I know he should probably be doing it now, but I know. But Donovan Wilson ain't coming back, okay? Because Donovan Wilson's after this, where he's played himself to a bigger deal, Dallas is not going to re-sign him. So I think this is the spot where Jabril Cox is going to slide in and be that Donovan Wilson next year. But you should probably get used to it now and be able to see it now. But they feel like Donovan Wilson, we're trying to make a run. We don't want to play Cox right now because we're trying to make a run with Wilson, and we trust him more.
Wilson Pro Bowl.
I'm gonna debunk this a little bit. That don't make sense because Dan Quinn plays more players than any other defensive coordinator.
True.
He rolls in more football players than any other defensive coordinator. So you mean to tell me?
But is Donovan Wilson? But Donovan Wilson is balling though. He's balling.
Yeah, Donovan Wilson.
He balling.
Donovan Wilson is an aggressive, and he's a very good blitzer. He's a very good tackler and run stopper. But in pure coverage situations, you mean you can't squeeze out a couple reps for Jabril Cox? That don't make sense.
I feel you.
That don't make sense to me.
Listen to this though. But listen to this though, OC. But listen to this, OC. We were saying that about why Deron Bland couldn't get no snaps and Jordan Lewis was getting all that rep, remember? And he had to basically get the injury, and you saw more of Deron Bland because Deron Bland wasn't getting that tick. And even when you're talking about Nashawn Wright, right? Nashawn Wright was not getting no tick this whole year. He's played better these last couple of games, but he getting no tick, and we were playing to Anthony Brown. So obviously he's showing that he does do that because, yeah, it doesn't make sense to us, but he shows that he kind of likes his guys and wants to kind of stay that way because he did it with those guys in coverage, and we wouldn't have saw Deron Bland unless Jordan Lewis got hurt.
Man, true that big game, James. And they openly said that they're going to compete for that role, and that let me know that Nashawn, he won out that role on that other outside corner spot. So man, we're gonna get Mama Wright back on the show at some point. But let me give a round of applause to him because
Deshaun Wright,
he had a solid game, man.
Yeah,
he had
did.
a solid game. Now Devontae Smith, yeah, he won a lot of times, but we look at it like this, man. Deshaun played remarkable, in my opinion. He didn't give up big passes.
No, he didn't. I was cool with it.
No.
See, because at this point, I got to stick to what I said. I did a video about all the corners. I broke down every one of the corners. At this point of the season, I said you got to let whoever you go with, you got to let them cook so they don't get burned in the playoffs. That was my metaphor. So at this point, it looked like Kelvin Joseph's going to have to get his chance next year in training camp and in preseason. But yeah, to me at this point, the right thing to do is just to let the young corner cook.
He looked good out there being 6'3.5".
He looked real good.
Man,
he looked
big. You know what it looked
right
like?
on the peak.
You know what it looked like? You know what it looked like, y'all? It looked like he cared. That's the biggest thing that I made that tweet that it looked like he cared because, when Nashawn first came out from the draft, they were talking about his intelligence, how he was really intelligently, remember, he was grasping a lot of that early. Remember, he was real scrappy his first year, and we were wanting to see a little bit more of Nashawn than it was we felt like it was a disappointment this season because he was getting picked on. He had some penalties, and we were talking about he may not even make the roster. And we've seen him basically not being able to play this whole season until the last couple games. So to me, that's to his credit that as soon as he got his number called, he didn't play bad in that Jacksonville game. He played good, and then to come back, I think he was targeted 7 times for five times, and I think it was only for like 30-something yards. So it wasn't like he had a 100-yard game against him. He battled. He played physical, even though he has a slight frame. He used his size, which is 6'3", to be able to swallow guys and make tackles. And I like how he sticks his head in there, and he's not afraid to do it because he did play special teams. So shout out to Nashawn Wright. Keep it up. We're going to need that going forward, especially when you get to one of these playoffs, right, fellas?
No doubt.
Yeah. Hey, boss, when his mom told us that he gained about 10, 12 pounds, do you think that was beneficial, or you think he should have just kept what he was his rookie year?
Stay light.
He should have just stayed lighter.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever helps his speed. Because, see, that was the issue that I was concerned with D. Smith. I ain't going to even lie. That's why I was low-key kind of still hoping that Kevin was going to get a shot, because Kevin athleticism is crazy good. You can see his 4.28. Like, it's some people that say they run 4.2s. You be like, man, if you don't get out of here.
Bryce Butler, baby.
Yeah, Bryce Butler does not look like a 4.3.
Shout out to Bryce Butler.
Hey, but when Kelvin Joseph wheels get going, woo, that boy be man. But anyway, at this point, I'm not gonna even beat that drum. I'm gonna support the guy we got. I'm gonna support the guy that earned it. Let's go, Nashawn. And see.
So what we think you're gonna do with Trayvon Mullen though? You think he got a chance that they're gonna regroup and try to compete this week and get him some activation time, or that was a solid like he won? We're gonna get Nashawn right for these last 2 games into the playoff, or they're gonna still play that yo-yo thing with it?
I think it's gonna be yo-yo, big dog. Yo-yo. Yo-yo. I think we get ready to see yo-yo, big dog. Just keeping it all the way honest, you know. And
but
they
don't want to yo-yo Jabril Cox though.
See, yeah, that's the big mystery. I'm still trying to figure out that mystery. I still don't get that mystery. I want to break down.
Did you see where Luke Gifford played? Did he play on the weak side, or where did Luke Gifford? Because I didn't get a chance to watch defense tape yet.
I thought he was playing the middle, bro. I think they had Luke playing the middle, you know. But I go double check.
Yeah, they had Luke. I'll tell you, they had Luke playing some middle linebacker. They did.
Yeah.
I didn't see every snap with him because I didn't step back, but they had him playing some middle, man, like he was a stud. You know, no offense to Luke, I ain't hating on him, but man, that scared me when I saw it. I remember watching the game, seeing it, and I said, "Is that Luke Gifford?" And so, you know, we'll see how it goes.
And then DMV asks, he say, "What did I think of Mackenzie Alexander?"
Come on, boss. They put him on AJ, man.
You want me to lie? You want me to lie,
I don't want you to lie, dude. Come on, man. Don't lie him up inside on AJ. Well, AJ moved inside where he was at, so that is fair. You go ahead.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee woo.
So you want to know what I think? You want to know what I think?
Oh hell no!
That's what I think of Mackenzie Alexander.
Hey, that last one. Hey, that was a good. Hey, that was a good ass button right there.
That wee woo. I'm saving that wee woo.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee woo.
It fit right in over there on that one.
So when you do that
number 1,
when you do that political law, when you do that political law, I got something for political law.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. It's not real.
I got 4 buttons every time you go into political law.
You are fake news.
Hey, man. They wrong, though, man. AJ Brown eyes
number
look like,
1 push.
Y'all got him with me?
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
No, what'd you say? What'd you say, Law? What'd you say?
AJ Brown, when he saw 37, whatever his number is, I think it was 37. He like 37. McKenzie, I'm finna burn this dude.
Hey, before we get to these tights, man, I wanted to get into the film on CeeDee Lamb, if y'all don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's get into this film, bro. Real quick. Hold on real quick. Let me hit the button. God dog, man. Thank you.
The OC.
You little tease.
The film breakdown.
So I noticed some stuff on Lamb. Alright, and we go all share in this breakdown. This is not a breakdown by boss. This is gonna be the final word breakdown. I want to go through CeeDee Lamb, and I want to go through all of his stuff because he was my star player of the game. All right, so let's start with this one. All right, so I noticed something on CeeDee Lamb. They using him like hot pocket, And he doing a great job, in my opinion, at finding those soft spots in the zone. Hold on real quick. Let me put the camera on me. No, I don't need the camera on me. Here we go. Let me go to the next play. All right. And if y'all see anything, y'all can interrupt at any time. All right. But I just want y'all to notice how they using him, and that it looked like he is doing way better at finding those soft spots. All his damage was in the slot. So you see how he's sitting in there? This dude is the new hot pocket. The way that they using him, it looked like him and Dak done hit a new level of reading the defenses together. Because the only person that I saw use like this in the slot was Schultz. But look how they using him. Even on that one, that was an obvious option route because they both stopped at the same time. Right? In the same hole. Look at Gallup and look at CeeDee Lamb. We got a super chat. He said $10. He said, sorry I'm late, but seeing all the Eagle fans talk about the game being our Super Bowl is nuts. It's just another week, but they think it's more than that. Man, they just saying anything, bro. Just keeping it real.
Oh, I got a button for him.
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah, they messed up. They really are messed up. They really are messed up, man. But I'm noticing.
Well, you know what? To me, hey, boss.
Yeah.
And in this game, he had 11 targets, 10 catches, right?
Yeah.
But the gang in this game where you talked about he does his damage in the slot. 60% of his plays this year in the slot, dog.
Yeah.
80% of the slot in that game. Now, people are like, oh, well, he didn't go against Darius Slay, he didn't go against Bradbury. Nobody's scared of him, but why not move your guy around? First of all, why not move your guy around and find the best matchups to really exploit the defense? And that's what Kellen Moore did. Like, we get mad at Kellen Moore for not exploiting. See, this is what I'm saying. We get mad at Kellen Moore, right? We were saying, you don't target our number one guy. Weren't we saying that about Cooper Kupp?
Yep.
That's what I was hearing all offseason. We don't target our number one guy. We don't go to him when it's big. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Facts.
Well, he's doing that this year, ain't he? Isn't he doing
He
what
definitely
we said
did
he
it this
don't
game.
do?
He did it this game.
He did it. Well, he did it this year, though. Because if you look at the targets, he went.
Yeah, he got way more targets.
Yeah,
he
got way more targets. And if you look at the meat of these games right at the end, boss, 11 targets this last game, 7 before, 6, 7, 10. And he's putting them in spots where he can really do damage, as you can see in the tape. He's just, to me, we were saying, we need to see more of this. We need to see CeeDee Lamb step up. We need to see him isolate, get him the ball when it's needed most. And I feel like he's doing that, and CeeDee Lamb is stepping up and being that guy as well.
I just don't want to give Kellen Moore credit for that because I think no, hear me out. No, hear me out. I'll tell you why. Because Kellen Moore done told us all offseason that there's no stars in his system.
Right.
The defense dictates where the ball goes. The person who was actually talking about using CeeDee Lamb as a Z receiver in the Jerry Rice role, who said that specifically, was Mike McCarthy. So
because it's West Coaches, that's why it's West Coast.
It's West Coast-ish.
That's why.
Yeah, that's the concept.
Right.
So I think the concept that we seeing when we seeing CeeDee Lamb get the ball in the slot, we seeing Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, because it matched the verbiage that he was saying in the offseason, big, to me. And that's just how I'm interpreting the tea leaves. I could be wrong. It could be Kellen Moore evolved. I just don't think so.
No, I think you're right, Boss Cowboy, because the West Coast concepts, X, Z, and the wide receiver, they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
They're interchangeable. And they play all different positions, and at any time could run any route. And that's the part of what makes it so dangerous. And its timing, its tempo.
Dog, that Wi-Fi monster.
CeeDee Lamb, except for 7. Oh, crap. Sorry, man.
No, you good. Try again.
Sorry.
Try one
Am
more
I back
time.
or no?
Yeah, go.
Okay. No, all I was saying was sorry about that, guys. I'm on a long trip. I apologize about the technical difficulties.
You good.
But what makes the West Coast offense so dynamic, and what I was saying with CeeDee Lamb, is that most of what you saw was short to intermediate routes, with the exception of the 7 route where Slay and the safety weren't on the same page. But most of his stuff is short to intermediate routes, which really mirrors a West Coast system.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I still want to give Kellen Moore some credit though, at least a little bit. From this standpoint, he calling good plays, and he did submit to Mike McCarthy. And I think that's what we're seeing. But if I go back to this film session, I'm seeing us using CeeDee Lamb like Cooper Kupp. Yep. Because I'm seeing, like, I've never seen CeeDee working in them slots like this. Let me go look at a couple of more. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all all of this. Just looking at it. Yeah. But yeah, but just notice how he looks for the ball as soon as he cleared that zone, and he sit down. Y'all see that? Yeah, he sit down clearly in that zone, bro. Like this is Dak and CeeDee getting better at option routes. I don't care what nobody say. I've never seen them doing it like this. Just being all the way honest. Let me go show another one. All right. Let me see, 420. So I took notes on these. So once again, CeeDee in the slot. He reading them zones and see him sit down. That's just like Schultz. He reading them. Yeah, that is just like Schultz, bro.
He's like Cole Beasley on steroids, huh?
Yeah. This is Cole Beasley, but better. This is to me what I'm looking at. I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb. To me, looks like he's been in a lab.
Yeah.
It looked like he hit that maturity point that we've been waiting on, to where he's seeing the field like Dak. Because these are zone beaters.
The unique thing about this, boss,
look,
is
he
that
did it
you
again.
got now a guy that can play inside, and now when you insert Ty, he can play inside and out.
Right.
He's not relegated to just being outside. Like Noah, when he's inside, we laugh at that. He's been a block, right? When you see Gallup, he normally don't line up inside like that. So yeah, I see where you're coming from here. But you may be onto something. The Cowboys may be getting even better.
Yeah.
Think about it. I was listening to a report. The Eagles all this year didn't allow 300 yards passing on them,
Right.
So now you got somebody that's carving up the Eagles defense, who pretty good as relates to their secondary and everything like that. I know they down Maddox or what have you, but I think that we would have still got the same results. You may be onto something with that.
Yeah, it looked like they better. It looked like they both are better at reading the defense. Think about it. Is it a coincidence that in zone coverage, Dak was 24 of 24?
Dracarys.
That's hellfire. That's hellfire hot. You can't get hotter than that. OC, what's your thoughts on that, bro? Am I tripping, or am I seeing what I'm seeing?
I mean, the film don't lie, and you know what? Stats don't lie. And so at the end of the day, when Dak Prescott is carving up zone coverages, it's one or two things. And me and you kind of spoke about this before, that his receivers or that receiver is winning on that play, and our Dak Prescott is reading the soft spots of the coverage perfectly. And so that's really what it is, man. And it's showing that Dak is every bit of an elite top 7 quarterback in this league. And regardless of what people want to say, naysayers, etc., Dak Prescott has the skills to pay the bills. The only one I wish I had back was the pick. But besides that, Dak Prescott was almost perfect the rest of that game.
See, it's only one reason I'm not totally ready to drink all the Kool-Aid on this yet, though. Because I feel like Philly is not a good team at disguising. I'm not ready to drink. You know what I mean? So when it's easy to recognize the zone, Dallas is going to eat you up. But if you're a good disguising team, that's what I want to wait and see. You know, I think Philly don't have the disguises to really mess up this system. All right, real quick, moving on to the Tennessee Titans. So, what's y'all general thoughts as we preparing for these Titans on the game? I'll start with you, Big.
I made a video and saying I wanted this matchup. I like this matchup. Now I was hearing that they might try to rest their guys so they can get ready for their big matchup, season-ending matchup against Jacksonville. I feel like you lost 5 in a row. You better play your dudes. Y'all need some kind of momentum heading into that game. So I would think y'all would try to play them dudes. And he's coaching for his coaching life, I think, and Vrabel. So I would think you'll play some of your guys. So to me, I want this matchup because Malik Willis is a mobile quarterback, right? We have a problem with mobile quarterbacks. We have a problem with Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts, even Jeff Driscoll. A few weeks ago with Houston Texans, even with the Lions, he gave us problems. So we have problems with that, and I want us to be able to get a little more prep with that because I think we're going to see them Eagles in the playoffs again. So I want us to get some more prep going against a mobile quarterback, which I know he's not going to be throwing it deep. They're probably going to do play actions. They're going to be doing bootlegs. They're going to be doing RPOs with him, and they're going to try to get him confidence. And what better game to try to get him confidence against the Cowboys, and the defense might be reeling a little bit. So I think this is a game where work on this bottling up an agile quarterback and show some good defense on there. Don't play no hero ball, right? That's what I've been saying about these guys. Trevin Diggs, I feel a little like DeMarcus Lawrence. To a little big extent, Michael Parsons have been playing hero ball, trying to make the big play and not staying in their gap integrity and doing what they're supposed to do, and big plays are happening. I feel like they need to do this in a game like this, or they can creep out and Willis can get some sneaky plays.
I'm looking at this dude numbers.
Wait a minute. Destroy that drop, man.
Don't do that drop no more.
No, don't do that drop.
Which one? The wet one? The wet one?
That's not disgusting.
No.
This dude numbers is wet boo-boo.
Right oh, no.
Yeah, it's funny you say that though, boss. But see, you say that, right? But isn't those the games that happens? The crazy stuff happens.
Destroy that drop, man. Destroy that drop, please.
No more of that drop, bro.
Okay.
No more of that drop.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying be hyped on no Malik Willis, but what I am saying is he's a mobile quarterback. Be careful, Dallas. Don't try to play hero ball, because if you play hero balls, goofy things can happen. It's at Tennessee, dog.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's fine.
Like we seen Mitch. Remember Mitch Trubisky a couple years back? You know, that Mitch Trubisky lit us up. Yeah, I agree with Big Game James, man.
You said don't sleep,
in there, man. Beat him to submission, man.
Don't sleep. All right.
Don't sleep on Malik. I seen Malik he got 1 or 2 left in him. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what I want to bring out is that, okay, stop hitting that button, man. Just stop. It's enough. Please stop. Stop hitting that button. Look, man, I said this in a video.
No more.
I said this in a video earlier. You know, these 2 games. I knew you was gonna do that. I knew you was gonna do it. As soon as you said no more, you're gonna do it again. All right.
This dude, man.
Come on, man.
Listen. This is important. Hey, when you got 21 and 31 personnel, you got overload. You know, the Cowboys has had a issue stopping hard and heavy, determined run teams. Yeah. And so I said that this game and the next game are the 2 most important of the year for the Cowboys, especially in light of the playoffs. The Cowboys need this in terms of dress rehearsal, in terms of how they're going to deal with teams that can dominate. You got Derrick Henry, one of the best ever to run that football. That's 6'3", 250 pounds, running a 4.4 40, running downhill at you, man. So he's the second leading rusher in the league. So you cannot go to sleep on this team. This is a team that if they got going running that football, they can play keep away from you. They can do ball control. Yeah, we know Malik Willis is not a great quarterback, but he is mobile and he likes to break contain. So if you don't keep contained and have your rush lanes where they need to be and dealing with Micah Parsons and some of the stuff I saw him do versus the Eagles, and no shade on Micah Parsons, but man, you got to maintain your lane and gap integrity when you're rushing. You can't stutter step and then spin inside all the time because they overset you. You can't do that. You got to rush up the field and you got to bend your hips and you got to run the hoop and sack that quarterback from behind, because if you cut inside with a person like Malik Willis who has speed and is a good athlete, he can break outside and break contain and give you some problems. So you got to be disciplined in terms of your rushes. You got to be able to sit down and really focus on stopping this run. And I think that this is a good litmus test for a team that's really good running the football and how the defense of the Cowboys will respond.
Hey, Lau, you know what's going on with Michael Parsons' hand, bro?
That I don't know. Didn't practice today, and I hope that he can. I think that they putting this man out there to be ready for Thursday night. I don't think that he is not going to miss this game, and he's going to have those special days because he goes 0 to 1,000 real quickly, and that's just my thoughts on that, boss.
Did you get your thoughts on Tennessee?
Well, if you go to my Twitter, if you can pull it up, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. What is the all-time rookie INT record? By the way, because I truly believe that Daron Bland, he should be entered into the Defensive Rookie of the Year category.
The all-time was set by Everson Walls.
So he did do it his rookie 11. Okay.
Yeah, he did that as a rookie.
Well, we ain't getting 11 though, but he should get multiple interceptions if Malik try to throw the ball around in this game. I don't think that they have threats as it relates to wide receivers there outside of Trey Burks. But I can tell y'all this: Coach Marv called into the show. That's the one I wanted to see right here. And I'm going to expound on that, what I said about Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. But Coach Marv said this game against the Titans boils down to, can they beat the Jaguars? I think not this week, but next week. So Titans may be in tank mode, but they're going to still try to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I think if they beat the Jags, they in. Something crazy like that. But neither here nor there. Since the beginning of the draft of 2016, said, in my opinion, I think that Ezekiel Elliott was the better choice. and some people are trying to shank me with the butter knife under the comments on that.
Of
They
course.
said stop cap, But let me know. I know hindsight is 20/20. Where do you guys stand at with that? Because those numbers are very, very mirroring.
This is a good debate. I like this one.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good one. Good one, Law. I'll go first on this one. I'll tell you, I think that overall the best running back will be Derrick Henry. That's what I think. I think that Derrick Henry is a guy that's got close to, if not above, 300 carries every single year. He's taken a beating. He's coming back from an ACL injury effectively, right? And is second in the lead in rushing. And so, man, he has more touchdowns now. The only difference is Dallas has played with a better quarterback in Dak Prescott over the course of the career of Ezekiel Elliott versus what Derrick Henry has had at Tennessee. That being the difference in terms of him getting more carries. But who has done more and really carried his team 100% most of the time, it's been Derrick Henry. But I think that Ezekiel Elliott is a very, very close second in terms of value and in terms of production.
James got no comment on it, don't you?
Oh no, I was just I'm sorry, I was just letting them get through. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, what I was just gonna say is I'm gonna kind of go with OC with this. I feel like Derrick Henry has been without Derrick Henry, there ain't no Titans right now, right? He's really been the catalyst, and honestly, to see a big back be able to do what he's done, I'm amazed about that. I really didn't think somebody that big would be able to come in the NFL and last as much as he has and run the ball like he has. We've seen Brandon Jacobs. We've seen those big backs. Eddie George, he kind of flamed out kind of early because they take a lot of pounding. But for a guy that big to be able to do what he's done for this long and for what he's done meant to the Titans, I'm going to go ahead and give him the slight edge as well. But Zeke has been a dog, but Henry just a little bit over him.
I think they're the same, to be honest, because at the beginning of Henry's career, he was sharing a lot, right? He was sharing a lot, and then he became the feature back. Now Zeke is sharing a lot, but at first he was the feature back. I think that's 1A and 1A, real talk, like real talk. And I think Ezekiel got an edge because he catches the ball better, in my opinion. You know, I think he can.
And before you expound on that, I know it's 67 touchdowns right there, but they left out just like with the Eagles all last week, boss. They were trying to add to the strength of their argument.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurt about his rushing touchdown.
Right.
Well, they left out Ezekiel, Elijah, Elliott's receiving touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Of course they did.
They left out receiving touchdowns. So if you add the 12 receiving touchdowns, 67 plus, 12 is what was 79. My math is terrible, man. Earlier today I was off on my numbers, but 67 plus 12 is is it 79 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, I would say as of late, I would have to say Derrick Henry. He's seeming to be
all three of y'all.
No. I'm saying as of late, just as of late, But for a career, 1A and 1A. And
the deal is. Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I was going to say the deal is that Derrick Henry still has that top end burst. He can get around the corner and still take that thing to the house, and that's the big difference, man. He's a good inside runner, great vision, and he's caught some out of the backfield for touchdowns himself, Boss Cowboy, if you've seen it in their highlights or tapes. But he still has that top end burst, man, and he still can beat you, not just with the size and strength, but he can beat you with speed still at this point in his career. So that's impressive for a back of his size.
He caught two. He caught 2 receiving touchdowns in his career.
You got any more trivia on your Twitter?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly, Law. Eat them up. Thank you, Law.
I see you, Law. That's good.
Oh, you see this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
If you go look at some highlights, and you go look at Law like 2 on his career, boss.
I'm saving it as a hand grenade.
Man. I've seen him make some big plays catching and running down the field. Obviously, a lot of them been resulting touchdowns, but he's made some plays. So look, I'm not over glorifying him. I think they're just about equal.
See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy.
Here we go.
Wee woo.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. He did
Oh my God!
You are fake news.
Yeah, let's stop. I'm gonna put a stop to it right now. All right, here we go. So final words, man. I'll start it off. We are headed to the final parts of the season. At this point, I'm happy. I'm happy with the fans. I'm happy with the effort. I'm unhappy with the amount of likes, though. Like, the likes are pathetic. It's only about 100-something likes, and there's 264 people watching. That is horrible. Y'all doing your boy bad. Y'all need to hit them lights, man. That is unacceptable. No. Please do something about that. Don't leave your boy hanging like that. But other than that, other than the lack of likes, I'm very impressed with where we are as a team. Shout out to Mike McCarthy. Shout out to Kellen Moore even. And I'm ready for us to go into these playoffs. I'm ready for us to finish this season strong. I think your video was dead on, OC, today, where you talked about how important the last 2 games are for a dress rehearsal. Dead on. Like, this is the last time we get a chance to kind of, fit our tie, make sure that blazer fit, and make sure that the teeth are brushed perfect and the edge up is perfectly aligned. This is what we getting ready for. And I'm excited. I'm excited also about just the final word, like just the moves that we making, the growth that we all experiencing, and the chemistry that's getting better and better as we go into new adventures with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's my final word. So you muted. You muted, big dog. All right, so he's saying he needs some time while he can work on his audio. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, so guys, I think that the Cowboys are in prime position to make a run. And I think that, back to what I said earlier in the video, man, it's very important that we have a good showing versus the run game of the Tennessee Titans, and that we have a good showing running the ball against the Washington Commanders the week after. I think that those are going to be the critical telltales in terms of how we deal with playoff intensity football. And if we can do those things effectively, I think there's really no stopping us moving forward and us going super deep in the playoffs. I like where the Cowboys are. I think that continues to be hotter and hotter. I'm looking forward to see what T.Y. Hilton does with his production and the uptick in his snaps. And let's go Cowboys.
Let's get it.
Well, I think that we haven't seen our best game yet with the Cowboys outside of the Vikings game. So we haven't peaked yet. And I think that we're still trying to uncover ways where we can become better. But before I go any further, all of this, I really appreciate you, Boss Cowboy, as well as Big Game James and the OC, especially helping me get to where I'm at right now with this YouTube platform and Facebook. And I really appreciate you guys. I think that we're doing a noble thing, a great thing all together, purchasing and getting someone out to the game that never been there before. I appreciate you, Boss Cowboy, for coming in and helping me out with that event. It wasn't really an event, but it was just a moment, right? Yeah. People coming in from the Bahamas, man, that know us
that
now.
Was dope.
That we got generations, man. If somehow we get picked up and dropped off at the Bahamas, man, we got a place to see, Boss Cowboy.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's a powerful thing, man. You know, I'm just a country boy from Mississippi, man, and you're a guy from Oak Cliff, right?
Right.
So look at the things that speaking out on things that you love to do.
Yeah.
Can elevate you to these type of heights, and I love it, man. And let's continue to grind. We got 2 more games. The Titans game, I'm not sleeping on them. I can't stand the Titans. I can't stand any team that we play up against. So I don't forget that Kelvin Byard, right? That's his name. He was the guy that danced on the star.
Yeah.
And it took Byron Jones to get over there and knock him off of that star. So let's give them something to remember. They talking about remember the Titans, well, they gonna remember the Cowboys come Thursday night. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Ooh, man, another final word, man. Let's get it. I'm finna go crazy on these buttons. Y'all already know it.
Another one.
Already. Just don't play that other one.
Which one?
Another one.
Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to all the channels. I know it's a little bit of extra work, man, but go to all the channels, man. Hit the subscribe, hit that like, hit that like for everybody, man. Push that final word, push it. Y'all already know. My boy said I can't no more with that sound. That sound, we sound.
That one made me check my draw. You know,
my boy said,
true story, boss.
My boy say one more time for Philly. One more time for Philly. Hey, listen. Nah, we going out with the Flames. Come on now. Yeah, we going out with the Flames. That's how we going out.
Yoga fire.
Let's get it.
Let's go, y'all. Look, shout out to you, Stereos. Donations on the way out. I love that.
Another one.